Welcome back to the Paragon 4 Fun tournament hosted by Wretched and Divine. After the round-robin games, the two NA teams moving on to the semifinals are Majestic Black and Asura Rage. I'm Swistic.
I'm Toulouse.
And let's get into the game. Let's start in 3, 2, 1.
Awesome.
On the side of Majestic Black, we have Sesomaru on Twin Blast in the safe lane. His support, Nelson Amaribero on Narbash. In the jungle, Dark Shaman 366 playing Kwang. In the mid lane, Muniz 420 on the Undertow Gideon. And in the off lane, Dark Shaman 366, my bad, Livolis will be jungling on Sevarog.
And on the side of Azura Rage, we have Ian Fidaligo on Rampage in the jungle, Zila and Book Sinkerman on Sparrow and FaZe, respectively, in the safe lane. Angry Bird 285 as Bellica in the off lane, and High2 as Margesh in the mid lane. Right. On to comps early here. We've seen Azure Rage kind of go with the same comp over and over again. It has shown to be incredibly effective, but it is definitely something that they're doing very often. It's kind of very predictable. So we have seen that Majestic Black has played against Azure Rage once before with this similar sort of comp. So we may see some counterplay for the comp that they're running.
I agree. I do think Majestic Black has a stronger comp, but Asura Rage has proven again and again that this is what works for them. So I'm looking forward to see how they do. I don't know if we've seen High2 playing Morgesh before, so that might be interesting.
I think we've only seen him play Wraith so far, and the Wraith gameplay that we've seen from them has been very, very good. So we'll see how they stack up on the Morgesh. Lots of early game harass, a bit like Wraith. So
yep.
Yeah. We've seen some deep warding from Azure Rage and in the left side jungle, and it's just. We've seen all through the tournament that Azure Rage has done very well with the warding side of things.
Right.
Even when in some fights they look like they haven't done great, they've still maintained vision control. River buffs are coming up in a couple seconds.
Ian's on his looks like Levoltus will be a little late to their river camp. Morgesh is in some trouble. It gets thunked by Nelson. She is using her speed to get out of there. Ian is trying to come in, do a counter getting out to Muniz. The boulder throw is not going to land, and Gideon is going to retreat under tower, but he's not going to be safe. Ian Fidalgo picks up first blood onto Gideon.
Solid rotation again. Solid, very, very much solid rotation. The engage, I think Majestic Black had a really nice engage. They had the thump there. They could have very much taken out the Morgesh, but thanks to
their focus wasn't there, and Ian Fidalgo's counter gank was on point, just like it is here. Dark Shaman just barely gets away by using his light of the heavens and the tether to keep Ian off of him.
We've seen Zyla play Sparrow quite a bit. They are very, the two the support and the carry are very good together. We've seen Zyla actually very much bully the off laner,
right.
Even though Sparrow's very early, very late game carry. She's not very good at but still being able to bully the off lane.
And like we said, FaZe and Sparrow probably have the best ranged harass because FaZe's energy lance and Sparrow's piercing shot just have so much distance to them. Dark Shaman has to stay really far back, and he's barely getting any farm in the offlane here. Ian Fidago's invading on the Volus here. He's going to land the boulder throw. The Volus is extremely low, and that's going to be another kill for Rampage.
And then they rotate straight onto those rift buffs. We'll see. Pretty much secure them without contestment.
Double river buff.
Fantastic invade.
Ian's moving on to the Majestic Black safe lane. He does have black buff. He's on Sesomaru, already down to half health. Velka's going to land the Seismic Assault, and the Void Bomb is going to take Twin Blast out.
Yeah, no, I've said this in quite a few other games. We've seen Asura Rage pick up phase time and time again, and that incredible peel by Book Sinkerman has really allowed them to dominate in the safe lane.
Looks like Ian Fidago's actually caught out. He was evading the Volus once again, but he did not secure the green buff. It's going to be really low. Ian Fidago's going to go down, but Sesomaru did rotate in. The Volus goes down as well, and Sis is just about to pick up another kill onto Haitu. But he's missing those auto attacks. The grenade will finish her off. Angry Bird is in trouble. She's going to be safe. FaZe using the energy lance, slowing and rooting Narbash. He's going to be safe as well for now, with using the thunk to get out of there. Oh, and Bellica at the last second Neuro Disruptor is going to finish Narbash off.
We see Majestic Black actually taking something really nice out of a gank there. They took advantage of Ian's incredibly aggressive playstyle and punished him for it in their own jungle, and giving 2 kills to their carry.
Volus getting caught out once again. Energy Lance is going to root him. Ian Fidago is going to use the instant boulder throw from his enrage and take him out again. Once again, Ian Fidago is just on point with his rotations, using enraged at the perfect time to get that boulder throw on and tank the tower aggression.
I think one thing we've seen absolutely consistently from Asura Rage is their pressure in mid. No matter what happens, we've got Haitu and we've got Ian in the mid, pressuring it so incredibly. That mid tower goes down very fast with those two in the game.
Right.
Fantastic. We have Raptors coming up in about 3 minutes, so we're gonna see possibly a lane switch, Zyla.
Because they are on the further side from Raptors. Since Asura Rage does have the lead, taking Raptors on that side would definitely be a smart choice for them.
Definitely. And they do also have incredible map control on that side, allowing them to be able to very safely rotate over, pick up some kills in the mid, do what they do best.
The Volus did try to punish Haitu for overextending there, but he whiffed the Colossal Blow. She's going to be just fine.
We do see Majestic Black really feeling the pressure at the moment. You see a defensive ward coming out from the left side jungle on Majestic Black side, and just see that Asura Rage just deep warding everywhere very early in the game,
invading both sides of the jungle even before 10 minutes. Ian once again going to force the Volus off of his own green buff. Safe lane is there. Boulder throw is going to land. Energy Lance will root him. The Volus is getting way under his inhib. I don't think this is a good idea for Asura to chase, but Ian is diving under tower. Muniz is going to get taken out by Haitu. The Volus is extremely low, and he's going to go down as well. Dark Shaman trying to get in there, but it's not a good idea. Tether's not going to do much for him. Asura Rage is pushing a tier 2 at 9 minutes 30.
really holding up the pressure, interrupting that that ult there with a fantastic boulder throw.
Kwang using the Fury of the Heavens. But Rampage is already tanky enough, and especially with that phase healing, he's not going to be going down anytime soon. Zyla dishing out some heavy damage to the tier 2. Mooney's going to ult in with a 4-man black hole. Angry Bird's going to get knocked back into it. She's going to go down. Morgish going to use her ult. The Volus extremely low as well. Energy Lance is going to finish him off. Ian Fidalgo going to use his stun, but Muniz gets through his portal fast enough.
That was a fantastic ult from Muniz. Unfortunately, the follow-up didn't quite hold up. He couldn't keep them in the black hole long enough to deal significant damage. Dark Shaman gets rooted by Energy Lance and taken out by Zyla. That mid T2, and it looks like they're backing off, taking what they could from that engagement really well, and also using that time to ward the hell off the entire map. We don't see a single ward from
Majestic Black.
From Majestic, yeah.
And Asura has 5 wards inside the opposing jungle. Really solid vision control. Looking at farm here, even as far as CS, Asura Rage is almost 100 creeps ahead, as well as having 4 times the kills of Majestic Black. Zyla is 2-0-4.
Yeah, I've seen a couple missteps from Asura Rage, a couple engagements where they haven't quite taken this, but their ability to out-farm the enemy team has really just kept them alive in these situations and allowed them to turn it their way with their constant control with the CC.
And they're always doing an excellent job protecting their carry, Zyla. She's been on Sparrow every single game so far, but that hasn't shown any weakness. Bookslinkerman, Ian, and Gerard have all done fantastic jobs of peeling for their carry, and at this point, Sparrow is 5 points ahead of Twin Blast. High 2 is in a bit of a conflicted engagement here. The Volus rotating in, Angry Bird's Seismic Assault's not going to land, now there's a Subjugate. And Thunk will hit High 2. Muniz uses the black hole again. Ian Fidalgo jumps in to interrupt it. Chasing High 2. Chasing the Volus, sorry. Muniz is going to go down to Bellica. Sisomaru rooted by the Energy Lance. Knocked up by a crazy Seismic Assault, although Bookslinkerman is caught out without any damage. It's a really split up team fight. Finally, Asura Rage pulling themselves together, grouping up onto Nelson and wiping him out pretty quickly. 3 kills for the side of Asura Rage now. Sisomaru trying to get out. But meanwhile, Dark Shaman is still caught out, and Kwang's gonna go down as well. 4 kills for the side of Asura Rage, and Sisomaru on Twin Blast barely escapes.
Again, not an awful engagement from either side there, actually. It was fairly even. It was just the fact that Asura Rage was able to peel for the Morgish so well that they managed to force the enemy team to become out of position, allow their team to rotate and take precedence over that situation. Thought that they were all fairly low, but because they were grouped up, they were a very scary force to be dealt with.
Asura's gonna tier 1 off this. I'm surprised they didn't go for Raptors, but they're invading the jungle once again. Ian lands a boulder throw, and the Volus just wiped out. I would like to point out, though, that team fight was really disorganized on the side of Asura Rage. They had a nice engagement, but I think it split off to almost 3 different fights at one point. But because they're already so far ahead, they were able to maintain control and get those 4 kills onto Majestic Black.
I definitely think that their power is carrying them quite a bit now. Not now, but they've had a few recent engagements where they haven't got the optimum amount out of the situation. And although Majestic Black hasn't been the best to capitalize, they haven't been doing awfully, getting 3 kills to their carry.
Right. He is still 7 points behind Zyla, the carry of Asura Rage, but he's the furthest ahead on their team by quite a bit.
And we really see that Zyla is she's not spending as much time in fights, just so that she can farm. She's 1 kill behind the Twin Blast, but still very much ahead with Raptors under her belt as well.
They're moving on to Orb Prime now. Ian Fidalgo's going to be taking it well. Zyla is at 28 points, so this might be a pretty slow Orb Prime, just now getting down to half health. But we're not seeing any counter engagement by Majestic Black. I don't even think they've noticed. In fact, there's an engagement in mid lane. Angry Bird's going to land the Seismic Assault. High 2 is going to finish Muniz off with the ultimate. All 5 players of Asura Rage now pushing down mid lane.
We've seen Asura seemingly mess around a couple times, but this is not messing around. They took the Orb Prime about a minute after it spawned, so
right.
This is absolutely.
They're playing aggressively. Ian Fidalgo's gonna use his ult. He's gonna take out Sevrog. Kwang almost finishes off Ian, but he's gonna go down instead. Sisomaru falls. Dark Shaman finally goes down.
Full wipe for 2 seconds.
Full team wipe. Inhib down at 16 minutes. This might be game. Quadra kill from High 2 in that last engagement. I don't see Majestic Black coming back from this. Orb Prime onto all 5 players on Asura Rage, and Majestic Black just is keeping their distance, trying to stay alive at this point. The Volus jumps in, gets instantly destroyed. Muniz, the colossal black hole, takes out 2 players. Boxing and Angry Bird are extremely low. Zyla is almost killed by the core damage. She's going to use the piercing shot to finish off Muniz. That was really well aimed. Sisomaru's Ventilate isn't going to hit anyone. Using it for fireworks for now. And Asura Rage is going to back off.
That was an absolutely fantastic black hole. We've seen Muniz pull off some really good black holes this game.
Right.
And some really opportunistic black holes. And that was one of them that saved them the core. But as we were saying, as you said, I don't see Asura Rage coming back from this.
Majestic, yes.
There's Majestic Black coming back from this. There's sometimes in games where you can get back from this when it's 2 inhibs down. But they are so far ahead on the CS. 120 minions ahead.
And at this point in the game, their characters really don't have the potential to pull back and make those crazy plays that they need to win. High 2, alone in the mid lanes. She's going to try to get out with the swarm. Probably going to be safe. Sevrog didn't land to subjugate.
It's like they're grouping up in mid again, looking for a final push, I think.
Moving into the jungle, hopefully trying to get a pick here. Nelson is out of there, using the march to clear himself away from there. Asura is now grouping on the left lane. Majestic has 4 members already there. They know what's up. Ventilate's gonna pop Ian's green buff. Cosmic Rift onto 3 people did some serious damage. Ian gonna ult into there. He's gonna get taken out. And Muniz does that another fantastic ult. Dark Shaman barely survives with the Quenching Scales. Booksinkerman and Moragesh's ult are gonna finish him off. Twin Blast and wow.
That was
an amazing Void Bomb by Angry Bird. Took out 2 members of the enemy team and wiped Dark Shaman and Muniz off the map.
That was absolutely fantastic team fight. there. They knew what was going around. They just put out so much more damage than Majestic. It's quite impressive how fast they fell over in that fight.
I know. And also some excellent coordination from the team. Ian jumped in with the Enraged, taking a huge amount of damage from the tier 2, and 4 members of the enemy team moved on to him. Asura Rage knew that and used him as bait to deal out their AoE damage from Bellica, and she just wiped them out.
Playing the perfect front line there, being a nuisance, drawing all the attention to the enemy team, and then just allowing your damage dealers, Sparrow, Morogesh, and Bellica to just absolutely
decimate them. They're going to be moving back now. Gonna try to push out the right lane as well.
Try and take all 3 enemies for that minimum amount of tick on the core.
Really pushing uncontested here. Majestic Black is just doing their best to safely push their lanes before the next assault.
It's another 5v5 again.
Tier 2 goes down with ease. Muniz waiting on the ledge for a black hole. Energy Lance to catch Dark Shaman. Ian Fidalgo using Enrage to engage once again. He's gonna get pulled out by Face as he gets really low. Muniz lands another 4-man black hole. Kwang's Fury of the Heavens. Booksinkerman and Zyla are gonna go down. Now it's just Angry Bird and High 2. 3 kills for the side of Majestic Black. March is gonna speed the entire team onto High 2. Cosmic Rift gonna land, crash bang boom. It will finish her off, says Homaru, gets the last hit. Angry Bird, Seismic Bomb, Seismic Assault, and Void Bomb will actually take Levolus out. Small consolation for losing 4 members though.
That was quite good. We haven't seen Severog hit all of his abilities this game, but the 2-man subjugate along with Muniz's very brief but effective black hole very much secured them quite a few kills there, and allowed them to have at least a fighting chance.
And Dark Shaman's excellent Fury of the Heavens there, applying the AoE slow onto 3 members of Asura Rage, really allowing Gideon to get some serious damage onto them. Very well played by Majestic Black.
We can see that they've got a very, very control-heavy comp along with Gideon. Gideon's black holes, they can really hold down the enemy while the Gideon ults and the rest of the team does damage, and I think that's exactly what they did there. The
Severog Subjugate and Kwang's Tether really allow some long-range engage to lock down the enemy team.
Does look as though Sparrow is taking rounds.
Meanwhile, Majestic Black is looking at Orb Prime. High 2 is going to scare them off with a Hive. Asura Rage still maintaining excellent vision control inside Majestic Black's jungle.
I'm going to see Asura Rage pick up both the river buffs, allowing them to have some really strong advantage going into the Orb Prime fight, or whatever fight they decide to take now.
They're now an average of around 10 to 15 CP ahead of the enemy team. 30 kills to 10. Booksinkerman invis in the middle of the enemy team. As FaZe though, I don't think she's going to be able to make any spectacular initiation. High 2 is engaging on Sisomaru, but Crash Bang Boom will almost take her, but Booksinkerman pulls her back into the fight. Subjugate lands on Angry Bird. Booksinkerman is in trouble. Sisomaru goes down. Levolus will be hit by the boulder throw. Angry Bird almost finishes him off. Uses the Teleblink to secure it. Black Hole onto High 2 will take him out. Angry Bird taking some serious damage as well, but Muniz is going down to Booksinkerman, and that's going to be another team wipe for Asura Rage.
And I think that's game as well. 20 seconds till anyone's up, and I think that is game.
Just walking through the inhibitor.
That was you could see that Majestic Black definitely saw that they had a chance and panicked a little, and you could see that in that last fight they weren't very organized, and Azure Rage just completely capitalized and utterly destroyed them with a team wipe.
They had, I think, 4 complete team wipes that game on the side of Asura Rage. Just Ian Fidalgo's initiation combined with Angry Bird's AoE damage and Ian Fidalgo and Xyla's inner fire, just tearing apart the enemy team while they focus their attention on Ian Fidalgo.
And we've definitely seen a couple times when High 2 is engaged, or whoever's engaged on whoever, and we've seen Buxton come and heal for them and allow High 2 to be followed and allow them to be chased as if they were a frontliner. They're very good at capitalizing on these micro mistakes and turning them into huge fights.
Right.
That they can take out
With the
entire team.
With the huge range of Rampage's pounce when he's enraged and the range of Phase's pull, she can essentially switch positions with whoever engaged and allow Ian to soak up the damage, get all the attention, land a boulder throw, and sweep the fight from there. So, with that, Asura Rage will be moving on to the finals of the For Fun tournament. Majestic Black, unfortunately, will be eliminated. We're looking forward to this. The EU winner was Hunters of Agora. So in the finals, we'll have Asura Rage representing NA and Hunters of Agora representing EU. I've been Swistic.
I've been foolish.
And we'll see you in the next game.